And welcome back for our final match of the day. We are now up into Division 4 with Trip Hazard versus MEOW. I am Pat again with Ansonen.
Hello.
Ansonen, are you ready to watch some action?
I am ready to watch some lady action. These two teams sit forward. You know, 4 is a very low number. And that means you're pretty good.
Yeah, that means
also the number that I can count to. I can't count past it.
Okay, well that's why you chose this set, I guess.
In all seriousness, we've got a great set ahead of us and a great map list as well. We got Clan Blitz, Inkblot. I love seeing Inkblot on other modes, right? We always see tower control. I love seeing it on, Clan Blitz, Rainmakers, even Spot Zones, right? It's just nice to see that map. We got an interesting map set as well, like Splat Zones, Humpback.
It is a Splat Zones Humpback, yes.
Yeah.
Very, very dangerous map mode, and has seen a bit of action so far. So we'll see. So far tonight, it has been pretty one-sided. One team just beat the other team pretty convincingly. We've had a 5-0 and a 5-1, so let's see if Trip Hazard and MEOW are able to give us a game 9 maybe to compensate for that. And,
I've heard some things over at the Splatoon tourney site that they've had 7 game 9s so far. Might be 6. So this season has been very competitive, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of back and forth. So that's what we can hope for that on this match as well.
Yeah, and both MEOW and Trip Hazard won in week 1, but Trip Hazard they won 5-4 against Popsicles, and MEOW they won 5-3 against Siege Delia, and that was here on Dapple Production last Sunday. So this is MEOW coming back for they have like the home turf advantage because they're European and they're on Dapple Prod. So we'll see if that goes in their favor.
Filthy Europeans. Nah, I'm just kidding. So we're starting out here with tower control. God, I always forget this map because we rarely see it. Sturgeon, yeah. I'm sorry, too many things start with S in this game.
Yeah, like Splatoon.
Like the name of the game.
Yeah.
But where you see heavy Splatling coming out by Trip Hazard. I've been playing a lot of Splatling. I love the heavy. It's a great weapon. But we've been seeing a lot more ball pointing. We've been seeing Nautilus instead brought in here for more aggressive options. I love teams going back to the heavy. Mm-hmm. It's a great weapon. I don't believe it's got Wavebreaker as its special, which it's kind of seeing a fall off on use. It's kind of in that middle ground of specials, kind of like Bubble in my opinion, right? Where it's useful to have, but it's not the reason you bring it, right? But as I'm saying that, please go down on the side of MEOW, and that is going to be Trip Hazard getting the tower.
Yeah, Trip is already on to checkpoint 1, and if they manage to keep that checkpoint, they're going to have a very good advantage going into the rest of that game. But Dana just getting in with the Zuka and stopping things. That's not going to be checkpoint 1 yet for Trip Hazard. And now MEOW is on the attack. Now MEOW is looking to get things going.
And Trip Hazard did not get that first checkpoint. That is pivotal. Now they're going to have to work through that checkpoint again next time they get it.
Yeah.
But right here, Alexi just trying to get that checkpoint down. The Kraken's right behind. Kraken gets 2.
Kraken gets 2, but MEOW gets the checkpoint. And that means that their next attack is going to be much, much faster. And look at that Trip Hazard! All in the same spot! Just one fall of the carbon and the blaster onto them. They were all just there for the picking, and now MEOW, they can just move forward. They have the flank that don't forget the beacons. They didn't look for the beacons and they paid the price. Plague just using that and stopping that push right away. MEOW not getting as much as they could have if they just checked for the sides.
The rollers have been going crazy this game. But that play from MEOW on that wipeout was made on the back. Oh, we've got some action as soon as I'm speaking.
Yeah, it's just Plague moving back now and getting picked too, so there will be no Kraken. And MEOW is looking to get another attack.
These plays were made on the back of some really nice some jumps. We had two players in very, one was on the spinny, the moving part for MEOW, and they got jumps there. And as I say, that three down the side of Trip Hazard, this is going to allow MEOW to get that third checkpoint, that last checkpoint. I can count. I think it's actually second checkpoint. I think there's only two on this map. But the final checkpoint.
Yeah, but nobody went ahead of the tower. Everybody was back looking for these beacons, looking for these possible counter-attacks from behind that Trip Hazard has been able to do. And that means MEOW didn't get that second and last checkpoint. And now MEOW is on the back. It's just Alexi trying to keep things stopping Trip Hazard in their momentum with that snipe.
Look, I had a stint with ZNF snipe, but I don't have the aim for it, right? And every time I see one of these players bringing out the sniper, just mad props to them. A lot of skill in that. I couldn't do it, right? But as I said, that Kraken gets one. As this is just going to be a really back and forth neutral game going on right now. As we see Cooler, Wave Breaker come out, and both sides are just trying to play aggressive, get some picks. As Tanya is pushing that left side, does get two down on the side of Trip Hazard. Jumps are coming in on the Sharking Plague, but it is going to get not camped. Actually gets away safely.
Yeah, gets away safely, but MEOW still has control over mid, and with 1 minute left, Trip Hazard, they have yet to get anything going. Like past, in that first minute, they got a push to the checkpoint, they didn't clear the checkpoint, and since then, it's been all MEOW. And MEOW there again with the tower at that first checkpoint. They don't need to push it, they just need to keep things there, and Trip Hazard has nothing on them right now.
MEOW can play defensive. MEOW does not need to make these aggressive pushes. All they need to basically do is make sure Trip Hazard cannot get into mid. But with this aggressive team comp, that's pretty hard to do. But as soon as I say that, 2 goes down on the side of Trip Hazard, as Plague is basically forced to retreat here. With 5 seconds left, they have to touch tower. 1 second, there's Kraken coming out. This could get the picks.
Ooh, yeah, that Kraken better get a lot of things. Trip Hazard is at least at the checkpoint, but the 2 picks. Adashima is going to jump on tower and get game 1 onto MEOW.
And Blaster on tower, right? Able to, the most advantageous weapon on that, in that position, at the perfect time, in the perfect position, right? Able to stop, because Trip Hazard, they had to keep getting on, right? And their Kraken roller was busy. The Kraken roller was nowhere to be found because they were trying to push the snipers off of that power position. It allowed the Blaster to sneak in, get those picks, touch tower, and that will be game 1 going to MEOW. Now, we know my opinions on Manta Maria. I love this map. So we'll be going to Manta Maria Rainmaker. What are your thoughts on this map?
I like this map too. I think the fact that there are 2 routes around that big bunker, like there's a lot of different things you can do. Whatever your team has, whatever you are using as a weapon, whatever your playstyle, there's going to be things for you. And I expect Trip Hazard to bring a Splatling back, because Splatling on there, whether it's on a bunker or on these grades that the map has, like, Splatlings are so good on there, and that's going to be a huge advantage, whereas I'm not so sure about Blaster there, but we will see what MEOW brings to the table now.
We know they're going to be bringing the roller. Tanya has been going crazy on the roller, probably going to be Kraken roller again. Just so good with the Kraken. If I'm remembering.
Yeah.
Super Kraken. I could be wrong. Could have been the carbon. Not key carbon. You know what? Key rolling. There's a lot of rollers. And I don't play rollers, so it's hard to keep track. But Rainmaker is a very momentum-sided mid, as we just came from a kind of momentum-sided mode, tower control. And Manta Maria has a lot of choke points, right? One of the things about it is that you have one main choke point going through mid. You can get around it, but most of the time your pushes are going to be through that one choke point, and I could see that blaster working as a bottleneck. Here. Or I could see stuff like Machine. And back in the day, we talked about Machine being good at throwing trash, right? Being able to throw a lot of projectiles at a choke, just stalling out people from pushing. This could be a good choice here. I don't know if they have a machine. Either team has a Machine player, though, or a bucket player in general. As we've also gone away from that playstyle in recent meta. But teams are going to be loading in here into Rainmaker, Manta Maria, and we're going to be seeing that heavy coming out again on the side of Trip Hazard, and we're going to be seeing a rapid blaster on the side of MEOW.
Yeah, Alexi getting rid of the Zekov in charge in favor of a blaster. Meanwhile, Arashima with the main line, with the Nautilus. That's a lot of stopping power. Trip Hazard, not much comp change, and right now they are getting flanked. Okay, that's a trade on Arashima, but no beacons right away. There will be no Kraken for Trip Hazard on that first encounter, and right now both teams looking at each other, and Trip Hazard is going to grab the Rainmaker and is looking to get that right checkpoint right away.
The thing about the checkpoint though, you have to make that jump.
2 versus 1, it's just the knot. Oh!
That's a weapon to do it though. Arashima getting the double, not able to prevent the checkpoint from being grabbed, but able to stop any further progress. Here comes the beacons though, as Plague is looking to stop any pushes right now.
Yeah, and Plague with that last peak, like Trip Hazard is still in a position to possibly get a push from that Rainmaker, but no, I think the Rainmaker is going to go back to mid, but mid belongs to Trip Hazard, so that's going to be a very fast pop for them. Unless, no, they get a very fast pop. And then Nautilus with Arashima dropped, trying to get things going, but not getting enough. And Trip Hazard back around the Rainmaker, and it's MEOW really looking to get things going for themselves right now.
They are. MEOW seems to be on the back foot here in these fights, even though they get picks. But now you're starting to get map control here around mid. As soon as I say that, it looks like the end zap goes down. Inkblot does find a trade here.
Yeah, and that inkjet from Alexi is going to give a lot of space to MEOW. MEOW now, they have control of mid, and Tanya looking to advance a bit, looking to get extra. That Zuka onto the platform is going to force Trip Hazard to move, but Trip Hazard staying there, staying in control. Oh, very nice pick. And
will be those two defenders on plat down, and now the Kraken's going to come out to try to stall, but Adashima's going to use that and play around it, getting the checkpoint, completely ignoring that Kraken.
Yeah, the Kraken too little too late. Both teams have the checkpoint down, but neither team able to get any point after that. MEOW is sent back into spawn right now, and it's just Tanya and Arashima keeping the fight near the Rainmaker, but not able to stop it. Okay, the Rainmaker is into lead. Both teams are just fighting to get it, and the team that's going to get the next push could get a lot of points, because right now one good push could decide it all.
Yes, one good push could decide it all, as both teams are basically tied here. And we see Trip Hazard is all around that same place, and the Inkjet could be very pivotal right now. As it gets 1 and 2 down on the side of Trip Hazard.
Ooh, and MEOW gets the lead finally. Oh wait, how'd you dodge that? How'd you dodge the point blank Zuka with a Rainmaker? MEOW not caring, bringing the lead to 26, and suddenly that is so much points, such a good lead for MEOW, and if MEOW is able to drop that Rainmaker, that's even extra points. And they get it!
All the way down to 16. That's a really hard spot to push because you have to fall so far and you're just predictable where you're going to go. You're obviously, well, falling, but the lead is getting there slowly by slowly as they inch forward. But Tanya's trying to make trouble here, not able to get out, and the jump from Adashima does get camped. This will give Trip Hazard a good time to reset to mid, but Alexi is looking to halt that progress.
Yeah, that game was slow, that game was close, but out of nowhere, MEOW got a huge advantage, a huge lead, and now Trip Hazard, they have 40 seconds to get back in there. Tanya getting a pick, and right now 2 down on the side of Trip Hazard. Trip Hazard, 30 seconds left, and these beacons are going to go handy, allowing them to respawn fast, get back into the game fast, and these trades for Trip Hazard are not enough. Yes, they need the picks, they need to be able to move forward, and right now they are back on the attack. They are passing that checkpoint finally and looking to get a few extra points, but if the Rainmaker falls right now, that's going to be the end of it. But there's almost nothing left on the clock. There's 2-1. Ah!
Wasn't a lot of time left on that Rainmaker at the end there, and
yes,
they had to make a panic push off that platform. But we saw some really interesting strategy used by Trip Hazard. Even though they lost that match, and now they're going to be behind 2-0, I believe.
Yes.
Trip Hazard consistently went the jump path to the right every push. They did not go the standard route to the left through the checkpoints, through those choke points, through mid. They wanted to skip that as much as possible, and I thought that was really interesting throughout that match, because at that end there, they were able to get a lot of points very quickly because that whole area was not being contested by MEOW. But they were just unable to get those points in the end, unfortunately for them. So they'll be on the back foot here now. 2-0 is, that's the first match you lose, you're like, okay, we're going to use their opponent. Second match you lose, that's where you go, we need to step it up, maybe we need to change, maybe we need to adapt. But they'll be going to Clam Blitz Inkblot here, which is probably going to be a good mode for both of them.
Yeah, and honestly,
Inkblot, it's so I'm involved with the map mode here as well.
Yeah, and honestly, when you end a game like that, when it ends so close, just a split second away from getting that victory, it can do 2 things for your team. It can either completely frustrate you and make you play worse, or it can show you, okay, they beat us twice, but we can beat them. We can bring the fight to them. We have what it takes. And right now, it's on Trip Hazard to really find the right mental, find the team spirit that allows them to get back into that set, because we can see that they are even pretty much with MEOW, and it's just that little tiny edge that MEOW got onto them. And if Trip Hazard finds that extra split second, that extra move, that extra drop of ink, they get an extra point, and that's all they needed in that previous game. So if they get a few more clams into the basket, they get the W.
They will, and that'd be massive momentum switch. Would your comment about that there's 2 ways that this team can go maybe remind me of a quote of Valorant coach back in the day. I believe he was saying that the difference between teams at a mid-level and teams at a high level is how they respond, how their mental response, right? Whether they get frustrated or they get encouraged by things. And right now, this is going to be a test of that. But as it coming out here, the comps are looking very similar, with MEOW going back to that ZNF Charger, I believe, and already a pick for Trip Hazard, as they're going to be pushing quite hard here, trying to get that mid control. But Adashima is also pushing hard. He's trying to get that Nautilus off the the Heavy off the platform, but they are unable to do so.
Yeah, it looks like Trip Hazard's mantle is intact. Trip Hazard getting the picks. They haven't lost a single player yet. And now Bazooka is coming, forcing MEOW to move a bit back. MEOW is still trying to flank, but right now lots of players down. The extra picks, the extra flanks are going to save it though. And both teams are back to the drawing board, back to trying to get a few clams and get a few picks. It's again the battle for mid, and MEOW looks like they are getting that mid. They just need a few more clams if they want to get back in and get the opening of a score. But right now, 3 down. It's going to. They need. Okay, they have a ball, and that's going to be first blood for MEOW.
This is massive for MEOW. They do have some clans that they can get in. Adashima just scoring those does get picked off though, but down to 59 on the scoreboard and more clams to go. This is massive for MEOW.
Yeah, MEOW scoring more than 50 points now, and it doesn't look like they're done. Adashima looking to get in with a few extra clams. Adashima, okay, not trying to score, just trying to get picks. We're trying to hurt Trip Hazard's morale, and Tanya behind, like forcing all of Trip Hazard.
They know of Tanya,
yeah,
but
because of that, they have to look behind, and look, the whole map is blue now. And MEOW is back on the attack, back onto their platform and doing whatever they want. This is their platform.
You see this constant pressure that MEOW is putting on. They'll push pretty far and then they'll just jump away when things get troublesome. They are ensuring that when Trip Hazard gets a win, when they get a man advantage, when they, stop a clam plus, that they're unable to get anything off of that. And MEOW uses that to their advantage, and they're able to get a power claim, and they still have Punisher to go, but all these clams are coming in for the side of MEOW as they have so much map control on this plot right now. Trip Hazard is unable to stop it. There's only 2 clams left to need to go in, and Trip Hazard is stopping
They have the clams that were ready, they just need to throw them out the basket, and that's going to be game 3. I mean, that previous game was close. Had Trip Hazard able to come back, able to make MEOW bleed, but just not enough now. MEOW is back on top. MEOW has all the mental edge and is up 3-0 against Trip Hazard.
That's massive. That's a momentum. That's a lot of momentum coming into this match. MEOW was just shutting down what Trip Hazard's wins there. As we was talking about before, every time Trip Hazard got something, when they had that man advantage in the beginning, when they were able to make a clam defense, which by nature generally gives the team mid. You're able to push up past that defense because you obviously push back the attackers. Even then, they were unable to get that mid control, get that map control, push with the clams. Anything that they tried to do was getting stopped, even when they had that advantage. Mainly on the backs of likes of Tanya being able to push into the back, distract MEOW or Trip Hazard so much that MEOW, instead of Trip Hazard, I don't know what's up with me right now, right? Trip Hazard had to spend resources instead of painting mid, getting clams. They had to spend resources flushing out Tanya, and 9 out of 10 of the times that Tanya did this, Tanya was able to get away with a squid jump. And so there was the only advantage that they got away from that was maybe a little bit of man advantage for a short amount of time. They weren't able to get specials going on the side of Tanya. They weren't able to get splats. And on the end of that, they were left in the disadvantage off the back of getting a clan defense, on the back of getting map control.
Yeah, that was but as you said, that ability that an aggro player has to force your whole team to look backwards, to not move, to say, okay, we have to take care of that single player or the team. And Trip Hazard, they got tripped from that. They didn't manage to get any momentum in that game. And for MEOW, it's going to be now they are trying to get that victory lap. If they manage to get the game of zones, they have everything, and we've seen that Trip Hazard is able to bring them the fight. But so far, Meow has just been playing with them, and now Trip Hazard is bringing a carbon of their own with Plague.
Yes, they will. Matching carbons 1-for-1 here. We talk. This map has a lot of ways that you can get aggressive.
Yep.
Something not really that you can explore in Rainmaker, but in Splat Zones you have that opportunity, and Adashima able to get one and a trade, as Bonnie is also going to be painting as much space as possible as she's going to push the Rainmaker main path here.
And look at that, the pairing of Alexi and Tanya onto the street, forcing everything back right now, and forcing the Zuka just to take control of their own street right now. And Trip has, they are back in control of their street, but they don't have much to take control of the zone. Plague is getting punished now, and the zone has not been flipped. Meow in full control, no penalty points, and in a very, very good spot to make a KO.
In a very good spot to make a KO. That is a double from the Inkjet. And Lexi's in such an aggressive position. She's in the front line right now. The ZNF is in the front line. That is aggressive. And that to tell you how this match is going now. Trip Hazard able to get control of their street, but it's just too late as the knockout comes on the side of Meow, able to get the zone, push so aggressive, play Humpback front track in such an aggressive way, able to take that street control, able to put pressure on the left flank, and parking Alexi in the front of the map.
Yeah. Ansonen, it's like every game now, Meow is getting a little bit more into Trip Hazard's head. They are
I think they're fully in the head of Trip Hazard. I think they were in the head of Trip Hazard last Clan Blitz, right? I think Meow has just taken complete control of the map and has been in control of the map since game 2, map 2. I think at the end of map 2, you know, there was a little bit of unsurety, but they kept the momentum from their win and used that in map 3, and now map 4 is just so convincing. No, like, Trip Hazard was on the back foot for the entirety of that Splat Zones. And that's pretty hard to do with Splat Zones. Splat Zones is typically, it's not your Rainmaker, right? It is not a mode where it's really easy to get that knockout. You have to have complete dominance over the map to where Trip Hazard can't get set up. And Trip Hazard was not able to get set up. Meow was providing constant pressure on their back line, not letting Trip Hazard get an inch of map space the entirety of that match. And that's going to be pivotal coming into tower control MakoMart here. As there are a lot of aggressive options on this map. And that bucket that Meow brought is very useful here with some of the ledges and platforms that exist on this map.
Yeah, bucket indeed is very, very good on this map. And Meow, they're looking to take the victory lap. They're looking to seal the deal with a 5-0. Trip Hazard, they need to win every game now if they want to take it all. But it's match point. It's 5 match points for Meow, and Trip Hazard back with the Kraken roller. No, it's a vanilla roller. Okay, we're going to have curling.
Gotta love Bubble. Back in the day, my first main was V Junior on sticks, so for 3. So gotta love. I have a lot of experience with the Bubble. And also with V Junior being brought out by the side of Meow, I actually did not notice that Bubble coming out on both sides here. Talking to commentator yesterday during Squid Junction, and Bubble does not have that much of an effectiveness on power anymore. But as soon as I'm saying that, Adashima pushing so far with the jet, almost able to get 3, as that is a lot down on the side of Trip Hazard, and Tanya's so aggressive with that roller.
Yeah, that was a lot, and right now Meow is already past checkpoint 2 with another bubble on the tower. They are getting onto checkpoint 3, finally punished by Trip Hazard Mint, trying to keep things alive. But Tanya getting in, getting a few more fights. Okay, MEOW is back. MEOW is finally forced to move back. It's just the new Junior Kaito defending, maintaining control onto mid, and Trip has a little bit of breathing, but that's not how you want to start that game 5.
And the roller and wiper is down. Forgot to mention the vanilla wiper coming out on the side of Trip Hazard. An aggressive quick respawn option that is trying to mimic what MEOW has been doing with that roller, trying to get that constant aggression. But this E Junior, it's reminding me of the old double bubble days on tower back when you didn't have that bubble nerf. It wasn't as heavy. Teams bringing like Blaster, V Junior. It's just you're able to keep that bubble on tower. I believe they're taking advantage of because Crab Meta is dying. Object Shredder has not been as prevalent. But and Trip Hazard has not been willing to bring things like Double Zuka, which kudos to them. I think Double Zuka's born, but as soon as I'm saying that, Trip Hazard is getting a lot of map space right now, and as soon as I say that, that's 2 down.
Trip Hazard, like, every time they get a little bit of control, MEOW answers and MEOW blocks everything from happening, and right now it's a wipeout onto Trip Hazard.
What a beautiful triple ink strike right there. I'm sorry for interrupting you, but I had to mention that triple ink strike. It cut it perfectly red where Trip Hazard was going to retreat to, able to get one pick off of that. It used the first one to flush out the tower, and the second one landed just right after to cut off the retreat. But 2 down on the side of MEOW as the Trip is Traizuka coming out there. They should be starting to work towards mid here. It might be able to get that tower push, but as soon as I'm saying that, MEOW is already back, the bubble comes up. Able to get a trade.
Yeah, and Adashima again with the punishes, and a good blaster on these kind of maps is such trouble. Adashima just staying there, maintaining the fight and getting the pick onto the wiper. You don't expect a Rapid to win that fight, but that was like really the mechanics from Adashima. And Tanya again on the attack, Sharking getting in, trying to get another victim. 1 minute left and MEOW pushing the tower again.
I remember casting MEOW before, and their notes for Adashima was can play everything, does play everything. And Adashima has been flexing onto every role this entirety of the match, but as soon as I moved that 3 down on the side of MEOW, the minute left in the match, this is what Trip Hazard needs. That jump could be camped, but he's not actually going to get camped here, as Trip Hazard is already on the man disadvantage, and the tower is in control of Tanya. And 3 down on the side of Trip Hazard. Every time Trip Hazard gets that advantage, gets those picks, they are not able to convert off of it. And Tanya is so deep.
And so deep, and it pays off, and with how far they're bringing the tower, that's going to be very good that they have Tanya here, but the tower not able to get past that 3rd checkpoint. Trip Hazard though, they need a miracle now. They need the craziest push they've ever done if they want to stay alive in this LUTI set. MEOW is just throwing things at the tower now, not really caring, and that's going to be 5-0 for MEOW, and that's going to be the set.
It's a very convincing map set for MEOW. That flexibility, I did not, talk about that for the longest time. Completely slipped my mind, but Adashima has been playing a different weapon every match. And that's really hard to play against, right?
Yeah.
When a lot of things that teams will do is scout their opponents. Countering your opponent is obviously a good strategy, having that advantage. You want whatever advantage you can get when you go into a match. And it's really hard to play against, a team where you lose a match, right? You go, okay. You take that breather, you go, okay, so what can we do now to adapt to them? well, they're bringing out this roller and they're bringing out this backline option. Let's go with this. You can't do that when the person just keeps on switching. And that's an underrated aspect of this MEOW team that they have to them, is they have that player that can, quote their words, play every weapon in the game. That is a massive advantage. Also, MEOW just looked so convincing here in that latter half. You know, it was a close game too, but that was about the only thing close in this match. No shame to Trip Hazard. Trip Hazard came and they did want to win. They did play well. There was a lot of creativity and skill brought out there, but MEOW was just not letting anything Trip Hazard did that entire match mean anything.
Yep. Yeah, it's been GG, or as I can read in chat from Team MEOW, it has been MEOW MEOW. Congratulations to you for getting a very commanding 5-0. And Onsonen, I think it's going to be time for us to leave the microphone and end the stream.
So it's finally time for you to leave the microphone, yes, and me as well, but you've been casting every game today.
Yes.
He's a maniac.
I love watching Splatoon, I love LUTI, and I love watching you all play, so keep giving me games to commentate. Thank you so much.
Giving Pat games to commentate. Pat, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at PatBolton with underscores in between, and Anson, where can we find you?
You can find me over at Twitch at Sir_Bacon I stream occasionally, maybe? Don't expect me to be live. Alright. And YouTube by the same name. Don't expect me to upload. I hate opening up DaVinci Resolve. And you can find me over at Twitter at Incident4 without the O, where I post delirious takes about games I don't play. So, you know, don't follow it. That would be all for us.
No, that's not all. We
not all.
also have a third person that we need to know, Brownie, our streamer, who's been here for the whole night. Brownie, where can the good people find you?
When I'm not here, you can find me on Twitter at Brownie, and yeah, that's everything. Streaming sometimes at Twitch, Brownie too. So yeah.
Get some claps in the chat for Brownie. You know, we talk about commentators switching out, but the streamers never switch out. They have to do this the entire, stream. That is, again, something I could never do. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you all for watching, and we'll be back on Wednesday with Battling Pool. Of course, if you haven't seen yesterday during Squid Junction, 20XX will be back in November, the 11th and 12th of November, so be
and the
ready
map
for
pools
that.
You're seeing now, and up until that tournament, will be the map pools used in, well, you're not seeing this now because this is LUTI, but for Dapple tournaments, you'll be seeing the map pool being used for 20XX, so sign up for those, alright? Get some practice with 20XX, it's gonna be hype.
Yep. Bye-bye!
Bye!